Welcome back to HOLLANDSCHEVELD for episode 2 of my co-op Let's Play with SealyEG and me, MrSealyp. You ready?
We are back, everyone. We are back for another co-op video. Lots of fun stuff planned for today, haven't we?
We have, and hopefully the mics are sorted. We did a bit of a test record yesterday and we think we've cracked it. So you should be able to hear SealyEG much better on my video, and you should be able to hear her much better on her video.
Fingers crossed.
And
I mean, it worked yesterday, so it should work again today.
You need to do your young YouTuber thing now, don't you? What is it you're supposed to be saying now?
Don't forget to go hit that like button, guys. Actually, before we start, I want to thank everyone for, first of all, getting me to 1,500 subscribers in less than 24 hours and getting it to 2,000 views. It was insane.
That is nuts.
Insane.
I have already said on my Stone Valley video, thanking everybody. And you posted last night on Twitter to say what a great community the FS community was, and thank you to everyone. And the comments have been phenomenal. I mean,
the comments on the video were so lovely, like so supportive, and everyone saying, be yourself, it's amazing. Saying that my mic sounded okay on my video, which...
It was very kind of people to say that. It really didn't. We both came off of that yesterday thinking, oh, that wasn't as good as it should have been for a first episode, but...
yeah, and just everyone helped me out choose a map for my own Let's Play, and it was just amazing. And people relating to us with the dad jokes as well, which I really loved.
Yeah, thank you to everyone that's been commenting, telling us little stories about their families and their setups, and different stories, and that you're allowed to tell dad jokes and wind your kids up. And I love being able to, when my kids were little, I don't kind of get away with it as much these days, but being able to tell them something as if it's a fact, knowing full well that it's not, and that it's just a bit of fun, but then believing it, so wanting to believe it.
Yeah, you're my dad,
brilliant.
I need to believe you, so...
Yeah, I think we are off, like we mentioned yesterday, we're off to late... Actually, no, let's get going on what we're going to do. What are we doing today, SealyEG?
I am going to be fertilising my fields. And
your grass fields?
Yeah, 80... I already forgot, 84... 85 or 85 and 86.
Yep, and you're going to be coming over and hopefully giving my grass field another bit of fert, and then I'm going to take on a contract, because like I say, our money's not great. There's not a lot we can do at the moment with ground temp. We're going to have a look at contracts now. Again, we're the seasons thing. A lot of people have said seasons is probably a bit ambitious, and we could be right. We are also very happy to admit that the whole mod thing. Now, I'm sure I said yesterday in the video, SealyEG, correct me if I'm wrong. I did say we haven't got any mods. We've got all the DLCs apart from seasons, which is technically a mod. Yeah. So the only mod we are running at the moment is seasons. We are going to be introducing mods in, because we have both realised very quickly that we can't live without mods, can we?
Oh, it's been a nightmare.
It has been. And the other thing we're looking at as well is that because we don't do multiplayer very often, I certainly don't do it very often. I've done it a few times with various different people. Normally people that I know very well, people I'm very kind of close to, family members and things like that. I don't generally play multiplayer, so I'm not very au fait with multiplayer. I don't know, because we've got separate farms, can we take on separate contracts? So normally you can't run more than one contract at a time if you're on console and you're playing solo. So we're going to try and give that a go as well. So hopefully once SealyEG's done her fertiliser spreading, she's going to try and take on a contract as well. That's the plan, isn't it? I think? Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. Feel free, off you go. I'm going to sort out getting a contract.
You guys will be pleased to know that my fully working controller is fully charged. So we'll be not zooming out and being stuck in the zoom out the whole video, because that was annoying yesterday.
I know when we actually came to edit SealyEG's video yesterday.
I just switched between my tractors. That is not... No.
Oh, how very unprofessional.
I know, I'm so sorry everyone.
I don't know which one I'm going to do here. I want to pick up something that's really cool.
No, I've just jumped out my tractor. What is going on? My mind's gone blank. How do you switch between cab view and other view?
It's right stick, R3.
Oh, I just went into the cab, but my brain just went blank. I forgot how to just...
Right, now I might regret this, but I'm going to take on a contract for Field 75 ploughing. It gives me a big old... you're going to love this, SealyEG. A New Holland T9
Oh.
And the big old SPSL, I think it is. I'm going to use their equipment, so I'm going to borrow items. I don't even know where Field 75 is. It's going to be massive, isn't it? Where's Field 75? It's all the way over there. Actually, it's over not far from you. So I'm going to head over that way. Where is it? Oh, look at that. I do like me a T9.
New Hollands are beautiful.
They are pretty cool. I was saying in my Stone Valley video, I was talking about like this yard is not that big. How am I supposed to hook up to that? I guess I'm just having to give a bit of a shove round. That's not very professional, is it?
That's the only downside, because Blue Power is technically like downloadable content, isn't it? So don't have that on the map.
No, we haven't got Blue Powers. No, I know you do like a Blue Power too.
I do.
Yeah. So now the other thing we are working on is something that I do without thinking now. But myself and SealyEG have been having a chat, and she's going to be trying to work on her just general chit chat. I think I got into the habit of talking about what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So that kind of internal monologue that you often have in your head, doing that out loud. So I often explain why I'm doing something, where I'm going, what I'm picking up, where I'm going to go and do it. And like SealyEG said, that doesn't come naturally because she's just used to playing, and she doesn't normally, when you're sitting playing yourself, you don't talk out loud about what you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's something you said, you're going to have to do a little bit of work on to try and get a bit more comfortable with, I think is the best way to put it. Oh, what?
Yeah, I feel like when I'm in the future on my own videos, or even in these videos that we're doing together. Wait, give me a second. I have done the completely wrong way.
You know what I don't like about multiplayer is the fact that there's a tiny bit of lag, so when you're steering,
there is.
You kind of find yourself all over the place. Anyway, sorry, Karen.
Obviously, I'm going to, over the next couple of months, I'm going to be finding my own style of how to do things. But also, when I'm playing, I've just chosen to, a teenager has just chosen to come on and film herself playing her favourite games, so I'm not going to be as serious. I'm just kind of going with the flow and just chatting, Yep. It's not going to be as serious as other YouTubers out there, and obviously, just going with the flow, enjoying the experience, And
it will be an experience, trust me. It will be an experience. If it's one thing I think I've learned, and I do get a lot of people comment and message and ask me questions about YouTubing. And they will ask me, how do you get started? How do you build your channel? How do you know? And I've said this right from the word go. I am riding the wave. When I started doing this, and this is, no one has been negative. I'll be honest. Actually, no one has been negative at all about SealyEG starting a channel.
Which was very nice.
Which is amazing.
That was what I was terrified for.
Now, as far as I'm concerned personally, yes, she's my daughter, and there may be a little bit of bias, but I personally think she's cut her teeth a little bit anyway, because one, she was the person that got me into Farming Simulator. She bought the game. I didn't. She bought it. I've said this before. We went into a shop and she said, "Can I buy Farming Simulator?" And we were like, okay then, if you really...
Yeah.
I couldn't honestly... Hang on. I don't even know where I'm going for this contract. I looked at it initially. I'm going to Field 75. Where's Field 75? Oh, it's over the other side, right. So, and like I said, one afternoon I got a bit bored and I thought, you know what, I'll stick it on, and I was hooked from that minute. So one, she's the person to thank for me starting playing and for my channel, because without her buying the game I probably never would have even looked at it. Two, she has played with me on FS15, FS17 and FS19. She just played with me before on FS15, which just used to have a laugh. If you remember way back then, she used to whiz round and round in New Holland T5 and stuff, just,
wow, that was
shrieking
at,
and
the beginning.
Yeah, whooping and hollering. Then we did farm visits videos, and then we've done some co-op stuff. So as far as I'm concerned, she's done a few videos already. She's done a bit of stuff. So I'm really pleased that kind of took off yesterday. That was good. I was really, really happy about that.
It's insane to think how far you've come as well, because
and I'm just riding the wave. I never thought I would be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
When I started doing it, there was never this thing in my head of I'm going to be a YouTuber.
Oh.
It was just I'm going to put up some videos, and if people like them, if people watch, that'd be great. As the channel started to grow, you then start thinking, wow, this is cool. I'm YouTubing. Technically, I'm a YouTuber. When it got to the point where I quit my job and started doing this full time, that's when you think, I'm actually a YouTuber now. I'm YouTubing. This is my job. That was scary. Yeah.
Because like you said, it was the thing that I got the game, but then you tried it out. And because I saw how much fun you were having and I knew multiplayer was a thing, and I was like, can we go get another copy? So we did, and then we would play till like midnight, and then we would stay up even later watching Dad go in.
Yeah.
And Sandy Bay, for example, that was one of our favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we might at some point. Now this is a might. We might stream at some point. We might do a stream, so we can get people's immediate comments. That's field 75 right next to me there. Cool. That's the field I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, so we're going to get some comments. But like I said, this is kind of, in a way, this is a recorded stream, I think, because of the way we're doing it. We are playing the game, but we're just chatting and we're just, just doing stuff. I think it kind of comes across as more like a stream, I think. Or am I misreading that completely?
No, I know what you mean. Right, I get you, don't worry.
I get you.
So I have to wait till the next growth stage before I can fertilise again, right? Just checking. Cause
yeah, should do. Generally speaking, that's the way it works. So I've got the big old SPSL 9 on the back of this. Don't forget, sorry, I'm going to kind of talk to SealyEG as well as you guys as well. Don't forget that when you're doing stuff, to sort of to talk to people about what it is you're doing. What field you're on, possibly what piece of equipment you're using. You haven't got to say the whole time, I'm still fertilising, I'm still fertilising. But you know what I mean?
Well,
when you
fields 85 and 86 are done.
Oh, okay, so you're going to whiz over and try field 28 for me?
What bit of machinery are we using? I picked up the wrong one to begin with, because this is the one where you can change the working width, right?
Yeah, you had the whatever the initial base game one is, but we swapped it out for the Geo spread, the Exacta Geo spread, the one from the Cavernland pack, the one where you can change the width on it. So that I just found using that on Stone Valley, that thing is phenomenal. I love using it.
28 needs ploughing.
Oh yeah, but it's a grass field. I don't generally plough a grass field.
Okay, that's fine. Actually, I was checking to see where I was going. Along the front, and then up. We got this. We have got this. How's your cultivating or seeding?
I'm ploughing. I've got a T9 and I've got the big. I don't know if you remember, but the SPSL 9, the massive plough that came in the big bud pack originally. It's huge.
Yeah.
I think it's. I keep saying. I want to say 10 metres. Is it 10.5? But then in my head I'm thinking 13. It's not 13, is it? I'm sure it's a 10.5. That's what we could do, actually. While I'm going along, I've got cruise control on. I'm not setting a worker. This is me actually doing it, by the way. I'm going to just check under ploughs, because that's going to bug me. SPSL 9, 10.5, yeah. So 10.5 metre plough. And it's a big old brute. But this is what I was talking about. Without mods, this requires a massive load of horsepower to pull. Using the small Lizard 6M, the modded version, the modded plough that I use in a lot of my games, and it is a mod, and that's why I love using it. That's 6 metres wide and requires much less horsepower. If you run 2 small tractors with 2 of those, you're already running wider than this runs on its own. You don't need massive horsepower. This obviously looks awesome, and you do it all in one kind of hit. But there are alternatives, and that's what again we're saying, without having some of the mods, because we looked straight away and thought, oh right, we need to get a cultivator because we can do some cultivating jobs, and we can cultivate our own fields and do whatever. As soon as you looked in the mod tab, you're thinking, oh wow, we're kind of limited to what cultivators we can get.
We realise how many mods we do actually use on like a regular basis.
On everything, yeah,
How do we survive before these mods even dropped?
The thing about it is possible to play the game, and if there were no mods, you would play the game with all the stuff that's in the store, because that's the stuff you have. It's only when you get mods that make life easier or faster, or they're cheaper, or they're wider, or whatever they are. You get used to having those, that then you look back at the in-game stuff and think, oh, that's not particularly great. There's nothing wrong with in-game stuff. There's nothing wrong with playing it without mods. You can play it without mods, but Well, I do not want to end up in that drainage ditch. Ah, so you need to talk more. Talk more, SealyEG.
I'm sorry. I'm on field 28 now, and I'm about to start fertilising.
I
need to remember to change the width of this because I always forget. There we go. 45. We did it.
Yeah, and if you do a pass and then you find the next pass doesn't require 45, you just knock it down a couple of notches or go back to the bottom and back up a couple of notches. And then you can sort of just set it for whatever size field you're on. I just think it works brilliantly. I love it. Cruise control on, and away we go. So yeah, we're gonna try and we need to get our field done. So we are going to have to buy seed. I know in this one we said we're going to grab a couple of things. We're going to try a couple of things out with regard to cultivating, ploughing, contract work, and then once the ground temperature hits 5 degrees, we can look at putting some stuff in the ground for straw moving forward for the animals. And then we are going to buy animals. We are going to get our animals.
Yes.
As far as we need to be at a point where we can cut grass and stuff, because you're going to do sheep, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so SealyEG is going to do sheep. So she can do grass. She doesn't have to do hay, she can just feed them grass, which is absolutely fine. And we'll both do water. We'll probably, because you don't know anything about the water pump, do you? The seasons, there's a place for water pump we'll look at as well. That will ensure that you never run out of water. So you place it, it puts a bit of water in the troughs, and if the troughs are going to run low, it keeps topping them. But it doesn't fill the trough, it just makes sure you never run out. So that way your animals won't die, because obviously if you do it without, and if you run out of feed or water, your animals can actually start to die with seasons on. That prevents that from happening, so that's quite a handy thing. So when we come to do that, we'll have a look at that too. So.
That is exciting.
Well,
this is so new for me, honestly. Seasons is very different to my usual gaming style.
I think it's something we both talked about, and we said we were going to look at. One, because you hadn't used it, and another thing I said was, for the fact that there are quite a lot of new subscribers. There are a lot of people that are older subscribers, and by older I don't mean older people, I mean that I've been subscribed for a while, that don't use seasons. One, because it's a bit of a minefield. Two, because they're scared is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. It's a daunting thing, you know, and you're gonna make mistakes. You know, I do all my regular videos, you know, and generally speaking I leave those mistakes in. I still like to show the fact that, you know what, I play the game just like you guys do. We all do, don't we? We all make mistakes.
We do. Sometimes mine is tipping over a tractor or attaching a trailer as you're honking a horn as you're driving by, but
we haven't done that for so long.
We haven't.
What map was that on? That was Sosnovka. That wasn't
any map that we've played that's happened.
Yeah, because we've said this before as well, the PlayStation controller, that if you you go to honk the horn, if you don't quite get the button configuration right, you can detach the trailer. So the amount of times we've passed each other, gone to honk the horn, and one of us has left the trailer behind as we've gone.
Most of the time it's me, because why not, like... It's true though.
This field is going to take me some time. It's probably going to take me the whole episode. We're down to 30 minutes already. How have we already used 30 minutes?
Field 28 is done.
Oh,
for
nice.
Now. In the growth stage that is at. Which is
awesome. So we got some. Good. We're going to have fairly good yields then, as long as we can keep up with fertilising on them. So yeah, I think one of the first mods we're going to look at putting in, possibly for the next episode, is going to be seed and fertiliser pallets and bags. And I did mention that in the last episode, because it's one thing we're very conscious of, the expense of buying seed and fertiliser. But we did also say that we may well go down the route of doing liquid manure, like slurrying, or solid manure, and doing muck spreading, because you can buy it on the map. So this map already has places you can buy it, and if we might look at doing that at least once, and if it's a cheap alternative, we may look at doing muck spreading rather than constantly doing chemical fertiliser. But again, we'll have a look, see.
I've never done that as well, so...
There we go. We're also going to, at some point during this series, we're going to do a bit of logging, because SealyEG doesn't do logging. She's steered well clear of it because she's not particularly comfortable or happy doing it. So we're not going to do a lot, but she did say you've got a lot of stuff around your farm, haven't you? You've got a lot of trees.
forest, not forest, some trees. It's not really a forest.
Living like a hermit in the middle of a forest. But yeah, so all good. It's all good. I'm really happy. It's going well.
It is. I'm enjoying it, and I'm
nice.
pleased everyone else is enjoying it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, sorry. I don't mean to keep cutting across you, but
oh no, it's fine.
On the subject of us going away next weekend up to the Lake District, and like we said, we're going to take our stuff away with us. Now we are going to try. I'm worried that we're going to get up there and we're going to have Wi-Fi issues, which we've had before, but we are going to try our absolute best. Now I may not get any mod reviews done while we're away, so it may just be day to day we'll get these videos done, the co-op videos. I don't know how much other stuff we'll be able to do, but we will try our best. But I had one of my subscribers, I forgot his name, I should have written it down, sent me yesterday some pictures, and what I was saying about on one of my videos that it was really tight driving into one of the yards with a particular lorry. He's a lorry driver up in the Lake District, and he delivers all sorts of stuff to farms in and around the Lake District, and he sent me a load of pictures of him with his articulated lorry getting in and out of some of the tiniest yards you have ever seen. I said, that's masterful driving. Well, it was incredible. So yeah, really, really cool. I also had someone message me the other day saying that, if we went to the US, I think it was, if we did a trip to the US, they work at, was it the UK? Someone works at a John Deere place, and they might be able to get me a tour around. I'm sure it was the UK. It was. So that's pretty cool. So we've got a few things, a few irons in the fire, so to speak. But we're looking forward to going away next weekend.
Of course. So what's the plan for me now then? Because
I was going to suggest if you have a look on the contracts and see if you can pick up a contract separately, because we're running separate farms. On multiplayer, does it let you run separate contracts? I mean, I don't know. So, like I say, the thing about this is watching both of our Let's Plays. I know for some of you, if you don't have a lot of time, watching both might be difficult, but she will obviously have a side of this Let's Play, this co-op, that I don't have. So when she's doing those things and she's looking on her map and she's doing contracts, that's a side of this that we're not always going to be on the same field at the same time. So it's a case of picking whichever one you want. And you can use their equipment. If you say borrow equipment, you can use theirs, because we don't have a lot of equipment. You take a bit of a hit on what you get paid, but it means you haven't got to worry about what stuff you've got.
Let's do ploughing. Oh, I just went off the screen completely. That's not going to help. Ploughing on field 23. Where?
That's field 23.
It's by the top of the map. Ploughing field 84. Oh, that's huge.
I'm on 75 at the moment.
I mean, should I do 23 or should I do 84?
It's entirely up to you. Whatever you want to do. Excuse me. So, I tell you what I thought we could do as well. Bearing in mind we're running seasons, and this is what do you think about this, SealyEG? I don't know. This may not happen. We'll see.
Is the equipment by the field? Yeah.
If no, it should be at the store. If you said borrow equipment, it should be right there at the store. Is that because we're running seasons, and obviously until we can kind of get the ball rolling, this is the only downside to seasons I have personally found, especially when you're doing a Let's Play, because it takes a little while to get going. You start in spring, the ground's not always ready for doing, and then when you get to winter, that's the same. You kind of run out of jobs to do. You can skip ahead, absolutely, that's not a problem at all. But what I was going to suggest was, and this is going to add another element to the fray, so just let me know what you think, SealyEG.
Okay.
What about if we let subscribers possibly comment on what we could do next? So for the next episode, what do people particularly want to see? Now that's got to be bearing in mind we're running seasons, so we can't have people saying we want to see you harvest a cornfield, because we can't. It's got to be within the realms of seasons.
Realistic.
I know, because in this one, if I'm ploughing and SealyEG grabs a ploughing contract, whilst there's the chat and that's a lot of people are tuning in for that and that kind of thing, we are farming. And we are doing what we should be doing, but if people want to see a cultivating job done, do they want to see a sowing job done? It's got to be within the realms of what's available for us on the kind of contracting side of things. And then when we get to a point where we're doing our own farming, potentially, what do you want to see next? We could buy animals next. Absolutely, we could go and buy some animals. and then we could sort out the water sources for them. But then we got to look at the feed situation.
Oh, I just hit a car. Oops.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Is that a good idea, or is that a bit?
I like that idea.
Okay.
I think it's good interaction with the subscribers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the thing now then. So just let us know. Let us know in the comments. What do you think? What do you want us to do next? We will have a look through. Now, I will always read all the comments, and I will try to respond to ones that require responding to. Everyone knows that. That is becoming harder and harder and harder the more subscribers are getting. It takes longer and longer and longer. SealyEG, I don't think you're making that promise, are you? You are promising to read them, but you're not necessarily going to respond.
I've read every single comment so far on the first video. I will say that, and I want to apologise in advance if a couple of you have got a notification saying I've disliked a comment. I don't know why that happened. I've officially liked all of them, just to apologise. I felt so guilty. I sat there earlier, didn't I?
Yeah, I must admit, she said, this says I've disliked it. I thought, well, maybe you clicked on the wrong thing. She said, no, I definitely went through and I liked them all. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. So if you've got a thing up saying that SealyEG has disliked your comment...
I'm sorry, I don't... Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, she can be horrible sometimes, but she's not that mean.
Oh look, a Fendt. I'm driving a Fendt right now. I think it's the exact same one. Yep, it's the exact same one.
What are you talking about?
For the contract.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it the same Fendt you own?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if I get this finished, what are we looking at now? 23 minutes? We've got a bit of time. We're doing alright.
Don't run the wrong way. Oh, good sneeze. Nope, I'm not going to sneeze. Okay, my nose. You know when it tingles?
I have heard of such things. I have heard that can happen. Yeah. Yes, I have had a tingly nose from time to time.
Tingly nose. Where are we going? Field. Oh, do I have to go all the way? How do I get to that? Oh.
Where are you going? Auto save. I'm waggling my fist at the screen.
23. So...
Right, so while I'm kind of going in a straight line...
Oh, we just go up. We turn out and go up. No, that's... Yeah.
Why can't I find field 23?
It's kind of by... not middle up. No, I don't know what I'm saying right now.
It's kind of middle up. What?
Oh, no, it's not in the middle of the...
21, 22. Then it jumps to 25. Down the bottom, 25, 26.
They're by 30, 31 and 32.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Oh, there. Gotcha. I see.
How do I get
There's got to be an intro... Oh, no.
What?
I was looking at the map and I've just come off and I was going at a slight angle, so that row is not the best.
I just hit another car. I'm awful at driving, please.
It's multiplayer. Honestly, it's the multiplayer thing. Oh no. I find because, like I say, there is a tiny bit of lag, and the problem is you turn the wheel and nothing happens. You turn a bit more than you oversteer, and then you're going backwards and forwards, So
it's going to take a while.
Gently does it. I was going to ask you, we were saying earlier on about stories. Again, I can't remember the guy's name, and I do apologise. I'm so sorry. But one of the guys that messaged me said about telling your kids stories, and he said, I could drop him in it now because his boys might be watching. But he said he told his boys that that ducks have telescopic legs, so they don't actually float when they go on water. Their legs are telescopic and they walk, and his boys believe that to this day. I love that. That's just quality. That's a brilliant thing. I was going to ask you, of all the things that I've made up, is that the best way of putting it? Made up over the years, what is there one that stands out for you of something that I've told you that you've believed for a while?
That is a good question.
I was just curious. I didn't know if there was anything that I've ever done that's kind of been there as a thing that you thought for a long time was a thing, you know.
I'm just trying to think because there's been so many times.
That makes me sound awful as a parent.
No, they're all funny, but I'm just trying to... Why is this plough... Am I being stupid?
There's been so many times my dad's lied to me.
Lower weight, fold plough, turn plough. How do I lower plough?
Should be L1 and circle.
L1
Fold plough is when you get to the end of the field. So you want the leading edge, the furrow closest to the tractor, to be your leading edge, and then when you get to the end of the field, you turn the plough, it flips it over, and then your leading edge is then on the right way to come back down again. Generally speaking. Not all ploughs turn, so...
It's going to take a while.
Like this one, I should be turning this one, shouldn't I? Or should I?
I think I've turned it the wrong way, but... Well.
Lift plough... Oh, can't turn this one, can I?
Oh, now I'm too far out. This is why I don't like using these ploughs. I like the triangle ploughs.
Oh yeah. What was it on 17? The Jimper. It was JYMPA, yeah, the Jimper ploughs. They do have a modded, they've got the Rippers now, the John Deere Rippers are kind of that, they're called what's called a V-Ripper, so yeah, it's a V shape. But like I say, we have got a few what I call flat-ended ploughs rather than these mouldboard ploughs, so it's more like a ripper than it is a plough. Oh yeah, I must admit I do prefer those. I do like, it's nice when we go away on holiday in different places and you see ploughs being used. I love to watch ploughing, I just find it very kind of relaxing. But for actually in-game use, yeah, I much prefer a flat plough than these type. That's just only for ease of use when you get to ends of rows and corners and stuff like that. It just makes life a bit easier. So yeah. Oh, you know, so what we were just saying, I think one that sticks in my head probably most, bearing in mind we're going to the Lake District, was the time we were in the Lake District. We took all you kids, all of you, because we got 5 kids, my wife and I. SealyEG is the youngest of 5, and we stayed in a hotel. We hadn't ever done that before. We'd always gone camping or stayed at friends, or we'd gone to not bed and breakfast, but self-catering places.
Uh-oh.
You haven't gone in a ditch, have you?
Yeah.
So if you're watching mine now, all the comedy elements you're going to get on SealyEG. So if you want to watch
still ploughing. Let's plough.
If you want to watch the comedy side of things,
no.
it'll be on SealyEG's video, which would be great. But yeah, you remember
I think I have this the wrong way.
Possibly. We walked around Keswick, didn't we, that day? And there was a big concrete. I think it was half of an old storage tank or something that had been in the ground, and it looked like a shell. I mean, it looked like half of a shell. And we were in Keswick, and we were surrounded by the mountains around us, and the kids were all fairly young. So I told the kids it was a dragon's egg, and that the dragons. Don't you remember? Oh, you must have been tiny. So the dragons lived up in the mountains and would come down into Keswick at night, and they weren't terrified, but it was kind of funny then for the next couple of hours watching the whole time we were walking around Keswick. Their heads were on swivels. They were just looking around constantly, just in case a dragon came. I don't know why I said it. It's one of those things you do as a dad, don't you? It kind of pops in your head and you think, oh, that'd be kind of sweet. That'd be nice. I remember hearing Billy Connolly. If you're not from the UK, you might not know. I mean, you might do. Scottish comedian, and him and his wife took their kids away. Was it for Easter? And they built a nest in the garden, and they put eggs in the nest. So they built the nest out of twigs and branches and stuff overnight. When the kids got up in the morning, they woke up to this nest in the garden. I love that. That kind of thing is brilliant as a parent.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah, and there's a guy I watch called Zachary Fowler, and he does Fowler's Makery and Mischief. And he was on Alone, I think it was the Alone series in the US, and he won it one season. I can't remember which one it was. And he took his kids out into the woods, and he was teaching them to build traps. He does bushcraft and stuff, and he was teaching them to make these little deadfall traps with stuff. So they built this trap, went off home, and then that night he went out, and he made a little stencil. I know it sounds a bit grim, but he made a little stencil of a fairy, and then he put the stencil down and spray painted around it, and then took the stencil away. When they went back the following day with the kids to see if they'd caught anything, when they lifted the rock up, there was like a little outline, a stencil outline of a fairy, and he said that they'd obviously caught a fairy in the night, but she'd got away, and the kids were just... They couldn't believe that they'd caught a fairy in their trap, and that's so sweet. That's phenomenal, isn't it? That's such a cool parent thing, and a nice dad thing to do. So, yeah, nice. I like that.
We've had some classic dad moments.
Yes. Yes, we have. Sure. No, we have. I just don't want people to think I'm mean and horrible.
He's not. He's lovely.
I do it with the best of intentions. Well, I don't think I'm going to get this done during this episode, you know. We're down to 15 minutes.
I was like, oh, that's a small field. Yeah, I can do that. Oh my, like, the plough and then the size of the field.
But it does prove the point, though. We can do multiple contracts at the same time. Because on mine it's showing as one active, and on yours it must be shown as one active, so that's good. We can get multiple contracts done. At some point, as we move further through the Let's Play, when we're doing grass work and stuff on each other's fields, if there's one of us mowing and one windrowing, or one's mowing and windrowing and the other one's baling, we're going to be on the same field together. So there's going to be a lot of stuff like that. When we get to doing harvests, there's going to be a lot of harvest work, possibly even doing rations and that. There's going to be a lot of stuff where we are going to be on the screen, on the map, at the same time in the same place. But obviously, again, starting off, it's not necessarily going to work out that way. That's just the way it is. What I think I'm going to do is lift and turn and do a road down.
I'm just apologising in advance for my awful ploughing for the people watching, honestly. Oh.
Is it not something you normally do?
No. Because when I plough, I use the triangle ploughs. So I'm not used to like having to turn it and stuff, so I'm missing loads.
I mean, in all honesty, you don't have to turn it. In the real world, that's what you would do. You would lift it, turn it.
Easier, like it's easier when I am turning it, but it's just remembering to like. So I apologise in advance. So I'm sorry. I'm learning. That's my excuse.
It's all good. And that's the whole point. It's about getting better at something, and if I can help. Again, the outpouring, the amount of people that message, and I want to thank Wombleways, the Wombleways generally, but Wombleway for messaging last night and offering you assistance and help, which is lovely. We've known the Wombleways for a long, long time, and he said, and again, it was that really nice. He said, I know your first port of call will probably be your dad, but if your dad's busy or is recording or he can't answer your question immediately, feel free to ask me anything. And I thought that's such a lovely thing to offer, because it wasn't stepping on my toes. It was very respectful of the fact, you're probably going to come to me first, but it was a really nice thing. So thank you for that. I honestly can't thank you all enough. It's been just brilliant.
It has been lovely.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful.
Now, something else I want to mention at this point, and I apologise if I get this wrong because a lot of this information has come from the internet, which is not always reliable, but yesterday I said in the video about Holland and the Netherlands, and I've had various different comments from a lot of Dutch people, some kind of contradictory, which has been a bit odd. But anyway, there are 12 regions within Holland. I said 2 or 3. No, there are 12. But there is North Holland and South Holland, and the generalisation is still around in England and in English-speaking countries just to refer to it as Holland. But there are 12. So you've got North Holland, South Holland, apologies if I say any of these wrong. We've got Zeeland, North Brabant, Limburg, Utrecht, Gelderland, Flevoland, Drenthe, is it Drenthe or Drenthe? Friesland, Groningen, and Overijssel are the 12, I think that's 12, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 12, are the 12 regions. So some other information as well that I managed to glean is that a lot of people know, Holland is renowned, or the Netherlands is renowned for being flat. 50%, only 50% of the Netherlands is just over a metre over sea level. 17% of the Netherlands is below sea level. Now that I didn't know. I knew it was fairly, but a lot of it is apparently reclaimed land from the 16th century, and the low-lying stuff that is below sea level is referred to as polders. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Polders? But the Netherlands also have regions in, where is it? Caribbean as well? I think that's from the whole kind of, when countries went out across Europe, going out around the world, you think about the 13 founding, there's kind of founding states, I don't know what they're called. Anyway, in America, the same thing. It was the European countries. You had Spain and Germany and the head of the Netherlands and Great Britain going out and kind of colonies, 13 colonies, that's what I was looking for. So yeah, they got a lot of them in the Caribbean too. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. So I apologise when I said the other day there were 2 or 3. I obviously just misread that somewhere.
Learning with MrSealyp, everyone.
Hey, always learning. Never stop learning. I'm 40 something years old, and always learning. And I love learning. I love learning about new places. I love learning about people. I love it when people comment and leave messages, and when people tell me a bit about their lives and what they do, and I find that fascinating. And I also find it massively humbling. I love the fact that people comment and say they're a farmer, or they were a farmer, or they're a telehandler driver by trade, or a machine operator, and they love my stuff. And I'm thinking, again, I'm a guy playing a computer game, and these people are actually doing it in the real world, and that's mind-boggling to me. I think that's it's amazing when you get people in the military commenting, saying they find it soothing and relaxing and helpful, and again, you guys are out there doing it. It's mad. People in the police force and the fire brigade, in all walks of life, anyone that does stuff, you guys are out there doing it. And I would really, 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 really like to. I have got a couple set up, obviously with all the recent unpleasantness, that all kind of got put on hold, but a couple of farms that we are going to be visiting, and hopefully now with SealyEG's channel as well, she'll be coming with me, fingers crossed, that we're going to be doing some farm tours on. I kind of mentioned a little while ago, but they all got kind of put on hold. But if any of you guys are out there and you are farmers, you've got your own farm, or you work on a farm and you could maybe get permission, the UK, I would love to come to the US and do it, obviously, and it would be okay for us to maybe come one weekend and do some filming and have a look around the farm, and I would love that, because I'm fascinated by actual farming and actual machinery, and I would love to learn more about how it's done in the real world. So, anyone out there?
It is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating as well. Me complaining about having to plough a huge field and someone else to actually do it in real life. So.
And I think that's the thing, we get into the habit on the game of trying to do things quicker and faster and easier, and when you look at it in the real world, a farmer will spend a day ploughing a field, if not 2 days if it's a big field. And I suppose it can get monotonous and it can get boring, and that's why I've also had comments from people saying, I'm watching your video in my tractor while I'm doing whatever. You're like, what? That's mad. An actual farmer actually farming, watching my video of me pretending to farm. I don't know, weird, isn't it? Weird, our world. It
yes, it is. Wonder why. Do you think farmers farm all day, then come home to play farming simulator?
Some do, and that again amazes me.
Don't you get bored of it? Like, wouldn't you get bored of it? Well, I guess it's a different kind of farming. I don't know.
I honestly don't know. See, for me, all I want to do is learn how to drive a real tractor. I think being out there and doing it, and using the implements, and that, to me, I would love to have a crack at that, to have a go at it and learn how to do that. But I suppose for a lot of farmers actually do it, for them, it's their job, it's their day to day. Is it as exciting when you're doing it day in, day out? So who knows? So hopefully,
it could be a soothing job.
Yeah, hopefully by the next episode, again, I hope you found the mic levels have been better on this one. I hope you found that SealyEG's been. She introduced it, so that was what we said. She was going to get us cracking.
It's an improvement.
It's an improvement, and then hopefully, as you'll see as we progress, that she'll get more confident. She'll talk a lot more. Because what I did say to her was, every now and again, I'll stop and I'll just stop talking and kind of leave you a gap. Or if you want to talk about what you're doing or where you are or what you're doing, just go for it, and I'll stop talking.
Yeah.
But I have noticed she's still in the habit of allowing me to talk. And then a few times I've paused and she hasn't said anything, and then my mind says I need to fill that space, so I start talking again.
Yeah, I need
so apologies.
To get that head space set. I don't know what you call it.
A space set.
Head space.
Headspace. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, you know one.
Yeah. How's your ploughing coming on?
It's good. There's lots of patches because I'm rubbish, but.
But what you've got to remember with a contract, you've only got to get a certain percentage done, and then it will say contract complete. So if you've missed a couple of little bits here and there, you'll be fine. If you've missed a whole chunk of the field, then yeah, you have to go back and go over it. But little bits you'll get away with. You'll be fine.
Sorry, I'm focusing. It's hard. This is hard. How do you do this? Wow. You're just a legend, that's why.
Who, me? How do I do what? Oh, you mean like farm and talk at the same time?
Yeah, like...
You just get used to it.
I don't want to say stuff as simple as like, I'm ploughing. Like,
no, I know.
Because I've never ploughed before, I don't know what to talk about, like, I mean, just my brain's a bit...
You can talk about your channel, you can talk about what you're going to be doing, you can talk about, you know, things that, you know, you can talk about anything. And I think that's the thing about it is, again, I'm kind of talking to SealyEG, but also with everyone watching and listening as well, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, people out there, again, if you want to comment, please let us know. But I think a lot of the times is people want to be able to relate, you know, they want to learn about you as a person, they want to find out about you, who you are, what makes you tick. And I think people, if you're relatable, if you're interesting to listen to, if you've got stories and anecdotes and you're just talking about things, it doesn't always have to be about farming. You know, when you're going from place to place, the other thing I found is a lot of people like to know where you are on the map, where you're going to, why you're doing something. Why have you chosen to do that now? Why have you chosen a piece of equipment? Why have you, you know, so those kind of things you'll get used to talking about. And it is externalising what usually is an internal monologue. The things that you would be thinking in your head of, okay, what am I doing now? Where am I going? Why am I doing this? That's the sort of stuff you say out loud because people want to know. They want to know what's in your head. They want to know, well, some of what's in your head. That's
what in my head. I feel like I'm a pretty average person you can relate to.
So SealyEG's would just be the Benny Hill theme tune. Oh, you probably don't know who Benny Hill is, do you?
No.
Okay. That was a poor reference.
Normally you're on it with the references.
Yeah, I know. I picked that one because I thought most people would understand that, but I guess maybe not everyone will. But anyway, what's wrong? Yeah, we are down to 3 minutes 13 seconds on my timer. And yes. I'm not going to finish this in 3 minutes. There's no way.
Nope. Same. No way.
So this is going to be one of those videos we're going to end at different places on the map. So we're not actually going to be together for the end of the video, which we don't often do we? But it's all good. So with the last couple of minutes left, is there anything you'd like to say for the end of the video?
I apologise for being very quiet. Because I know I should talk more. But yeah, I'm sorry. I feel bad.
No need to feel bad. It will come. It will come with practice. Bear in mind you're on your second standalone video. Like I said, we've done loads of videos together, but this is, you know, this is only your second standalone video, and you're going to do some videos yourself with cousins or on your own or doing whatever, where you know you can relax a lot more. Because I always worry as well that you feel pressured because you're on a video with me anyway. That, you know, whilst we are relaxed and we play and we just have a bit of a laugh, I do often think you feel a little bit nervous. Whereas if you're doing it yourself, you're going to be a lot more relaxed, I think. So it will come with time, don't you worry about it.
I hope so.
Alles gut. Don't know how many times I can pause and leave a space for.
There are so many patches missed on this field.
So I'm thinking now, we haven't done thumbnails yet, so I'm already in my head thinking, what's my thumbnail going to be? And our thumbnails are probably going to be different this time. Last time we both had the same thumbnail, pretty much, but we're both going for different thumbnails. But what I might do is whiz over and check out SealyEG's fields, because I'm curious.
Oh, don't.
Oh, actually, I don't need to, because if you're going to do a thumbnail of you ploughing on your field, maybe, then people will get to see you, and I can jump on and have a look too, so I'll see you anyway. So yeah, I mean, the premise behind all of this being that it's two sides of the same coin. So we are on the same map, we're doing the same Let's Play, but you're going to see different sides of the farming, and as we progress further through, you're going to see all different elements of it from different perspectives. And there will be more chat, not just from me. So, you know, it will evolve as a thing. I don't know if are we apologising too much? I think we're kind of trying to.
I want to make the best content possible, you know. Yeah. And I feel like right now, because I'm not talking that much, I'm not.
It's cool. You're farming. I do get criticised sometimes when I do not time lapses, but I jump and I don't do everything and I skip things. And people say we want to see you doing more farming. We're doing more farming. So it's all good. Right, we are down to the last 30 seconds. SealyEG. So what do you want to say?
I hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. Me crashing into cars and not ploughing correctly, but hey ho, you know.
If you have, don't forget to smash that like button.
Smash that like button. We hit that button yesterday.
Yep. If you want to leave a comment on anything we've talked about, feel free to leave a comment.
Feel free. I'm loving the comments.
Yep. And if you want to share this video, then absolutely please be our guests. But whatever you should choose to do.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.